A very good combination.
And Meyer up forward. Centre half forward or full forward was he yesterday?
Nick Meyer was at full forward, but Nick Meyer is a player that I probably forgot about early in the season. He was a player that we sort of wrote off, and he's a player that's come to the fore in our time of need, and I think he's going to be a very valuable player for us.
Just needed an opportunity. Anyway, well, thanks for coming in this morning, Vin, and all the best in the grand final next week, which will be against whom, John?
Ready and not ready. Oaklands, I'm not going to say any more, just Oaklands and Corra.
Thank John Morris, and back to Graham Burns.
Thanks very much. And John Morris, by the way, I don't know who you're tipping, John. I know who I'm tipping. Heath Anderson told me who to tip, and it's Oaklands. Sorry, Vin.
I'm going to wait till Saturday morning.
To see whether Vinnie Doolan's playing, eh?
Might have two bob each way.
Right, thanks very much to Vin and John, and we've got the Nestles chocolates for them too. Right, further football now. We come to the Tallangatta League, and yesterday out there at Tallangatta, sitting at Mutton Park, the rain went that way. Did it hit Marksley?
We got it through the seconds, but through the seniors was fairly good all day.
Gee, it looked as though it was really bad out that way, so it was a good game.
It wasn't a bad game, actually. It's good finals football.
Right, Koowa Sandy Creek, they've made their way into the grand final now, so that's the end of the section, isn't it? Midda and Koowa. Midda won pretty easily last time they played, though.
Yeah, I think Midda will probably definitely go in favourite next week. I don't think it'll be the walkover that everybody expects, though. The way Koowa played yesterday, they look very classy. Class for class, they're probably even, the two sides, though. I think Midda might be a little bit stronger.
Right, well, let's have a look at yesterday's game and just analyse a little bit. Some of the good players yesterday?
Well, I thought Cole Andrews was probably best on the ground yesterday. He's the medalist from out there. Paul Anthony on the wing for Koowa. David Crothers rucked well all day. Tallangatta Valley, Ian Butler was a goer all day. Derek Newchurch at full forward, and he finished up in the on the ball just to give him a bit of drive in the last quarter. Young bloke, Vladdy Vargovic. He played in the ruck. He got a big future, that kid. And Bruce Mason at centre forward for Tallangatta.
Vargovic, he's come from somewhere else, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, he came across from Wodonga Demons, about 3 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Right, we've got Rod Page in there with us when he's trying to get organised there, Pagey. And yesterday, a bit disappointing for you because you were looking forward to making another grand final.
Oh yes, I was looking forward to it, but that's the way things go out there, you know. If we could have played more disparate football, I think we might have got up and beat them, but that's the way it goes out there, and good luck to the two sides what's in the grand final.
Right, you've got, Pagey, some good players out there at the Valley, though, so you'll be looking forward to next year. You're staying out there?
Oh, well, it's a long way to go yet. I'm getting a bit old at the moment, so you've got to look at things like this.
Right. OK, well, as far as your tip out there in the grand final?
Well, I think Midda will win it. I think they've got too many experience and good players out there to go on with it. And
your young bloke's just like you, Page. He loves a microphone.
Yeah.
Right. OK, now what about Neil Praters? Have you got a question, have you, Neil?
No, Graham.
Oh,
no,
she's just sitting up there. Well, who are you going to tip next week?
Well, I'd like to see Koowa Sandy Creek win it for Des Richardson, but I think Midda do have the form on the board, and I'd say we'll have to go for them.
Righto, Slinky, what do you think?
I'm tipping Midda in a close one.
Right, well, I'm going for a draw. OK, so I can play the week after.
Non-committal.
Non-committal, yeah. OK, thanks very much, Rod Page, for coming in, and also Neil for joining in at the end there. And thanks, Slinky. We'll be back with What's Your Decision, Rugby Union and Rugby League following this break.
This message can save you time and money. When you need to get the job done, All Tools will help. They'll hire just about anything you could possibly need for work on the car, or in the garden, at home, or at your place of work. For heating and power generating, for do-it-yourselfing with wood or metal, for planting trees or cutting bricks, or lifting or cleaning. Call into All Tools and pick up an equipment list. If you need it, hire it from All Tools.
All Tools. We know that the MRCC sells reliable domestic electrical items such as heaters, stoves and small appliances.
I didn't.
And I suppose you didn't know that they install and maintain hot water services, or that everything they sell is maintained by fully qualified, factory-trained technicians.
No, I didn't.
Or that their sales staff are fully trained in product knowledge at seminars and workshops so that they can give the best advice to customers.
Well, no, actually.
Well, you do now.
High Point Furniture now gives you a bigger range for better buying. Nearly 2 acres of all types of furniture in 2 big stores. A bigger range of everything electrical. A bigger range of carpets and curtains with better prices on everything in stock. Remember, High Point Furniture is a locally owned company and we can beat anybody's price anytime.
See it, feel it, try it, buy it at High Point Furniture. Exhibition and sales.
Welcome back to Football World again, and this time we have Watched Their Decision, and we have with us Ray Maxwell, who's the president of the Wangaratta Umpires, and also Warren Tyack, who's a young bloke who's been umpiring a little while. We'll have a talk to Warren a little bit later, but here we'll get two opinions here, from the experienced and also from the younger guy, of what this decision is. And this is an interesting one, Ray, because it shows from yesterday's game with Lavington and Wodonga what happens with this tackling behind, doesn't it?
Yes.
We had a look at it before. Now watch for Warren Stanlake. It's kicked up towards him. He's taken the mark, clear as a bell, and look what's happened.
Yes, it's a clear-cut decision.
Well, this is a mark.
He
It's
took
the
the
15
mark.
metres.
There's no doubt about the mark. There was no intention at all on the player's part to play on, and well within scoring distance of the goal, and the tackle was far too late. The mark was clear, and it was unnecessary, totally unnecessary.
Right, now this is the part where you've got to... Now, I think Stanlake took a dive, just the same.
Yes, he might have helped it a little bit, but it was definitely there. It was,
Right, well, that's important, because we see a lot of these decisions that happen where a guy does take a dive.
Certainly,
Right, and
yes.
straight away, and the umpires get conned.
It can happen, yes, but you'll find that most times the dive is usually just an assistance of what has already been given, so it usually is there, but they do help it.
Right, well, Warren, you've had all the juniors. They don't tackle as hard and hang on as hard as that, do they?
No, they just go straight in, try to get it out.
Straight to get it out, that's the way to do
Yeah.
it, is it? Right, well, Ray, how's the umpiring been?
Quite good, yes. We've, as most leagues would, be running off toward the end of the year, and it's been a long year.
Yeah, gets
but
longer and longer,
No,
doesn't it?
we've covered our matches quite well. We've only had to double up on one or two occasions, so
That's great.
yes, we've recruited very well.
Right, we thank the Wang umpires for coming up too, and especially bringing up young Warren. Warren, how long have you been umpiring?
4 years.
4 years. Do you reckon a lot of kids out there watching, do you think umpiring's a good thing?
Yeah.
That's a blatant
it's good.
question, but you tell me
Yeah.
the truth and what you think of it.
I've only ever played one season of football.
Did you?
That
And
was
you
when I was
really
12.
enjoy umpiring?
Yeah.
And the parents and that don't worry you because
Oh, you get an occasional few,
Yeah.
but that's just
doesn't
nothing.
worry you?
No.
Like the older blokes teach you how to handle the
Yeah.
temperament, do they, the pressure?
Yeah, just ignore it.
Right, what sort of work do you do outside of just umpiring? What sort of work do you do to get yourself fit? Do you do any other work or just train with the umpires?
Just train with the umpires.
Right,
That's all.
and you'd really recommend it?
Yeah, I would.
Great mob
Yeah.
of blokes?
Yeah.
They are nice people at Wangaratta. We were there last week, and Neil Prater's here, and we had a great day down there.
They really do look after us.
They do look after us.
Because I was in Wang for a little while before Father Time caught up with me.
That's right, you're too old. You're too old now. Yeah. Right, well, okay, Warren, all the best for the future. Thanks very
you.
much for coming in. He's only 17, and name you'll keep in mind because you'll be umpiring the seniors, I imagine, Ray, in a couple of years.
Certainly.
Thanks very much,
Thanks,
Ray
Graham.
Maxwell. Right, let's go now to Neil Prater, and he's talking to Mick McLean about rugby union.
Well, Mick, good to see you in this morning. A little bit disappointing, though, after the result yesterday.
Yes, I think when Rob Dawson, our skipper, talks to us later, you'll realise that I can't.
I beg your pardon?
It was a great day for the club, but we weren't good enough on the day, and Ag College just too good for us.
The Steamers appear to have gone ahead in leaps and bounds this season. What do you put that down to?
I put it down to a lot of hard work. A lot of people worked very hard all through the year, the players and the committee. Of course, we had the excellent sponsorship from Tui's and the Star Hotel, which of course helps. But we had a lot of people committed to rugby union. We came together as a team, and we worked very well.
And so now you're obviously looking forward to 1987.
Yes, well, the posters that we had around the ground said it all yesterday. The Steamers are on a roll. I think 1987 will be our big year.
Yeah, well, we're pleased here at the channel that summer has come, and we hope your voice improves over the next 6 months, and
gonna have to do
maybe we'll
something.
see you in 1987.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to do something, but maybe instead of me talking, we'll just watch the overlay from yesterday. Jim Norfolk breaking from the basis scrum yesterday, best player on the field. That's where Ag College beat us in their back row, and I think Rob Dawson will
Yeah,
tell
we
us a bit
have
more
Rob
about it.
Dawson, the skipper here. Rob, you were with them, with Ag College till half-time, and then the second half was your undoing.
Yes, up until half-time it was only 11-9, and the boys really got into them. It was a very good effort by them all, and then just after half-time we came back into it and put a bit more pressure on them. But
Conditions look a whole lot better there than they have been in the last few weeks. You look to have had a dry paddock.
they sure have, especially after last week in the Wagga game. But it was a dry paddock, and I think it might have suited Ag College a little bit better. But
They were a bit faster and a bit quicker.
yes, a lot
Oh, well.
faster than us over the game.
All right, well, glad you've had a pretty good season there, Rob, and all the best in 1987.
Right, thanks very much, Neil Prater, there for the Rugby Union Corner, and now it's Rugby League time, and with me is Peter Beecroft. So you're around, right? Can you talk, Pete?
Yes, right, I have.
Right, okay, Pete, last week the end of the season and all wrapped up for Rugby League now.
Yeah, just result for the Group 13 grand final go to Tumbarumba. They annihilated the Wagga Brothers 21-4, and that's a fair indication of the season for the Tumbarumba side, and they deserve to win the premiership.
Right, our Roos got beat.
Yeah, the Roos and the Blues got beat both in the junior grade and reserves, but at least they got to the grand final. That's goes well for rugby league in Group 13 in Albury next year. But no, good effort on behalf of the Roos and the Blues sides, but on the day they just couldn't make it.
Right, Pete, thanks very much for coming in over the season. It's been great having you here to tell us all about rugby league. And it's certainly kicked on. The rugby all round, the union and the league has taken on in the area, and seems to be a lot more interest around the traps.
It's great on that behalf too. I'd like to thank the channel and yourself for your interest and our advice and whatnot in relation to rugby league. It's getting publicity and it's a good sport, and there's enough sport in Albury to go around, and rugby league's one of those sports. And thank you very much for having us on the channel this year.
No worries, Pete, and just remain a friend of mine. Don't forget me during the summer when you're driving along in that cars.
That's right. Manly got beat too, by the way. Got beat yesterday, and today South Sydney and Canterbury, and I'll pick Canterbury beat South. But poor old Manly, they finished again for 1986.
Stop laughing.
We'll have to think about you coming in next year after a comment like that.
Right, well, thanks very much, Steele.
Just chuck in there for 2 minutes too. On behalf of the Rugby Union, I'd like to thank yourself and Jim and all the crew out here for the work you've done this year. We really appreciate it, and we're certainly very grateful.
Thanks very much, Mick. No, sorry, Mick, thanks very much, Mick. Right, well, OK, that's Rugby League and Rugby Union time, and we'll be back after this break with more local district football sport.
Nice place. Oh, but that will have to go. Amplimesh security screen. Much better. Solid one-piece aluminium that's super tough. A smooth, sculptured finish, anodized for lifelong protection. Amplimesh.
Nice. There's terrific winter discounts on security screens now at Winterburn. Have your free measure and quote now and save. Winter discounts now on security screens at Winterburn.
The WAW Credit Union is locally owned and locally run by people like you and me. People with a strong commitment to the future of our region. Like us, they know that a community is made strong through the efforts of its members. With membership open to everyone, the whole community shares in the growth and prosperity of their own locally owned credit union.
We can help you find tomorrow at the WAW Credit Union.
Welcome back to Football World. It's Ovens and King time and also Hume League time. But first of all, Ovens and King, and welcome this afternoon, Vince Shelley, and also Tony Gleeson, the assistant coach of Greta, and pretty happy, Tony, too.
Yes, pretty happy.
Good win yesterday?
Yeah, real good win, yeah.
Very confident?
Yes, real confident, yeah.
Well, Bright have beaten you all through the year, haven't they?
Oh, we beat them the first round by 1 point, yeah.
Yeah, 1 point, then there was only about
8 points in the second time.
Right, and then the second semi?
There was quite a few goals, 8 goals or something like that, yeah.
You think you can pick it up?
Yeah, I think so. We've got a lot more players playing well now, and we had carrying a few injuries, and we got them all right. So I think we can, match them this time
Right.
around.
Where do you think sort of the places that you'll win, Tone? Do you think you'll win in the ruck, or just your mobility moving the ball?
I think if we get the ball moving fast, we're a small side and run the ball, we'll run all over them. Yeah.
So that's where you're going to